Did you know that selling your home first could actually give you an edge?
But what if I can't find one after I sell?
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward together with the Dekker Team.
We are honored to have created for you free access to over 653 Life's Inside Track episodes where we share insider tips, making a house home, how to build wealth wisely through real estate. We're going to explore something pretty awesome. The strategic advantage of selling before you buy.
Yeah, there are some challenges with it, but we're going to talk about the strategic advantages first, okay? One of those is you know exactly how much money you have to take to the next one.
Right.
What you qualify for, what the interest rates are, what equity you're bringing forward after paying your expenses. You got to calculate in your cost to sell, which is your legal, your real estate fees, and your moving costs.
Right.
And maybe a mortgage penalty, discharge penalty, or maybe not. Maybe you're just porting it and there's an admin fee of a few $100. Or maybe
it's just you're done with that term and you're ready, or you don't even have a mortgage.
That's another option.
That's an option too. And then the other thing that's really amazing about this, you have much more negotiating power.
I like negotiating power.
I know, right? And what I mean by that is if you've already sold your home because you know how much money you have, when you go to put the offer in on the new one, it's not a maybe you can buy it, maybe you can't, right? It's not a maybe if I sell my house, I can buy your house. It's a can buy your house, so I have better ability to negotiate harder because they want what I have, which is my money.
Show me the money, honey.
Exactly.
Right?
So you can do that.
Yeah. Another advantage is you're not wasting your inspection dollars. Sometimes people are buying houses with a sale, contingent on a sale. They do their inspections, they get bumped by another client, and now they've wasted their inspection monies. Then they can rack up, especially if you're doing a country property, you can be, close to $2,000.
And when you say $2,000, that's not just for the building inspection. That would be building inspection, septic inspection, and well inspection.
Exactly.
It's not like country property all of a sudden instead of $600 or $700 for a building inspection, it's $2,000. It's all the other stuff that you also want to do if you're buying a country property with well and septic is what we mean. It doesn't mean you're on a farm.
No.
It just means you have a well and septic to contend with.
And let me add this, that if you decide you're not going ahead, some people think, oh, I wasted my $700 on an inspection. Well, no, that's what the inspection was for. It was for two purposes. One was to see whether you still want to buy the house because of what it needs. And two, yeah, I still want to buy it, but then what do I need to do maintenance-wise in the near future? It's a great tool for that. Right?
It really is. And then the other thing is you're not risking carrying two. You already know the answer. You're not going to be wasting any money on double mortgage payments, double taxes, double heat and hydro, double condo fees, double anything
double
fees.
Insurance.
Double insurance, yes. Your finances are easier to navigate if you sell first because everything is crystal clear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So what's the solution if maybe I sell first, but then I can't find something? How do we handle that?
Well, one of the ways we do it is we see if we have a temporary place that we can have as a backup plan. Right? Do we have a place we can go? Do we have a cottage or a family friend? Or do we have something that would be pretty easy and not overly intrusive on our family that we can go to?
So I can stick my stuff in storage for a couple months, or if I had to, I can stay at a cottage, I can stay with a friend. Okay, those are all good,
right?
Good possibilities, yeah.
And then the other thing that we do that usually works well is we negotiate a longer closing. And then you can even negotiate a flex closing.
Sometimes
you can attempt to negotiate it, and quite often we're able to accommodate that. with the seller that we're working with, the buyer that we're working with. Maybe they don't need a specific date and we can build in some flex on closing date. So if you're thinking, wow, I kind of thought my only option would be to buy first or sell first or to keep it. If you just weren't sure where to go, you might want to just pick up the phone for a clarity call. And you'll also want to save the date, November 20th.
But if they want to pick up the phone, what number should they dial?
Oh, should they dial?
Just picking up a phone doesn't help.
It doesn't? Or they could call you directly.
Yeah, why don't you call me directly on my cell phone at 613-867-6058. It's 613-867-6058. That's my direct cell number, and we can have that conversation either over the phone, over Zoom, or in person.
Perfect. And the other thing you can do, we alluded to it for a moment, is keep the house you have and allow it to make money while you're sleeping and snoozing at night. And the rest of the time too, when you're awake and playing and doing life. But it's a pretty brilliant strategy to not have to go to work.
Absolutely.
To earn money and let your house do the heavy lifting.
And again, we would sit down with you alongside with a good mortgage specialist to make sure that there's enough equity, that you can pull some equity for your down payment on your next one, and you're leaving at least 20% equity in the one you're leaving behind that you're going to rent. It's a great wealth building strategy. You're going to save those commission fees, our fees, right?
And
you're going to save the legal fees. You're going to save the min fees for the mortgage. Maybe you got a great rate on it. It's a good, maybe you're going to make cash flow on it. Maybe you're going to make positive money on your old house. We just counseled a client recently to keep their old house out west because it was positive cash flow, like $1,000 a month, which was going to significantly help them on the next purchase. It was crazy to sell it. I said, don't you dare.
Oh, you can't. He didn't tell them what to do.
Well, they were really, really, really close friends.
They were. We've known her since she was like 6 years old, and they're now like 40. So it's been beautiful to journey with them and to actually see what made sense because, of course, different people had different opinions. So going to a trusted source makes this process of potentially keeping the house or buying first so that you know you have all your ducks covered. It can be so much more easy. There's more peace of mind. That's the other piece that comes from a lot of people. You know what was
crazy was their financial planner actually advised them. Yes, their financial planner advised them to sell it now because of there wouldn't be capital gains tax. Well, if you have to pay tax, it means you made money. It's not a bad thing. Like, we don't avoid tax at the purpose of not making any money. That just doesn't make any sense.
Did you go on a little rant?
I did.
Do one now.
I just did. I'm done.
All right. So if you want to have a third perspective or a first perspective or a second perspective, but you're just thinking, I need to know really what my options are.
Because as the famous quote is, the best investment on earth is earth. Together, we're clarifying your options because when your options are clear, your wisdom will flow.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team.